Hi guys, welcome to the second instalment for the mini journal Monday. I'm sorry I've done this in two parts. It's just one, it makes it easier to upload, and secondly, I didn't get started on this till late last night, so I really didn't have time to get it all done. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my collage element that I made in part one to make my page. I've gone back onto the Graphics Fairy and I have printed out some more digital images that are related to Under the Sea. Just thinking, shall I use some of my sprays for my background, because I've got that many sprays and I've not really used them much just lately, so had a little thought, shall I use these? Right then, so what I've done is I've got some of these old cards, and then I'm going to start using these to put in here and here, because then what I can do is spray, and when I spray it's going to go onto there. Notice I have moved my collage element away this time. I forgot last time, didn't I, with the moon? I went all over it. So I'm trying to create like a sea kind of feel. Right, and then what else do I want on? Do I want some of this? I'm just going to spray this very lightly. And then what would have been nice is if it would have run up the page, so it looks a bit like it's go on. So it looks like it's got seaweed and stuff. What I might do is I might spray a bit more from the bottom. The only problem with these sprays is that for days they just seem to stay on my fingers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this up, being very careful not to get it on the page underneath, and I'm going to spray from the bottom just to try and get a bit of what could be called drippage. Donna Downey she always calls it drippage. Now the problem that I have with these is that they will reactivate. I've found no way yet to stop my sprays from reactivating. I think the only way to do it is to find a sealer of some sort, but you know that they're all quite expensive, so if anybody out there knows how to seal these, any advice would be much appreciated. Right, so I've tried to get that so that it looks like it's seaweed coming up. I don't want to put any more ink on that because it's just saturating. Now I'm going to give it a good blast with a hairdryer. I've tried to make it look like it's seaweed coming up the best as I can, so hopefully that will look okay now. Here is my lady that I did the other night, who's going to be inside. Now I want some sort of like something to come up and make it look like she's actually in the seaweed, so I need some sort of like whether it's tissue paper or something of that kind. I want something of a texture. Oh, as everything just falls on the background. Right then, so I've got out all of my bits of thread and stuff, and I'm just having a little look in there, see whether there's anything that's suitable. It's a shame that that's not green. I wonder if I could paint that green. Right then. These, I'm going to have a go at painting this and see whether I can make this look anything like... Oh, I could spray it actually, couldn't I? But then when I glue it, will it react? No, I'm going to try and... I'll see. Right then, so... These were just... This is from a pack of fibres, ribbons and fibres that I got from the pound shop. These were wicked. These were when I was making my fabric paper. Really useful. and for £1, I mean, there's loads of really nice threads in there, so well worth the investment. Right then, let's have a little go at this. So I'm just going to move this to one side. This is just an experiment yet again. Who knows whether I'm going to do it right or wrong, but let's just have a play. Just looking for a spray that's going to be suitable now. So I've got my Jade ink spray. Let's have a look at this colour. Right, okay, so again, I've put my drop sheets to use, so nothing goes to waste. So right then, is this going to look like seaweed? That ink, and then obviously these are going to be used. The idea for these is that once I've got ink all over them, I will make them into a junk journal, like in Jenny Belly, who made a junk journal with Christmas cards. So I'm going to be using that idea. Right then, I'm just seeing whether I can. Oh, look at the lovely texture that's given me on my drop paper. Right then, I think that has soaked into there. Then all I'm going to do, I am going to turn this over, because the last thing I need is for any ink to get on my other sections of my book, like on the pages I've already finished. So I'm just going to turn it over so I've got a clean piece. This is just upcycle paper from my husband's work. Instead of it going in recycling, he picks them up for me, bless him, because he knows that it comes in useful, and we draw on it with the kids as well. It's just cheaper than going out and buying your own paper all the time. Right then, so these, what am I thinking? Will they add to it? Will they not? I don't know. I think it's too light, but I think if I cut down these little bits a bit more. So let's get my scissors out. I do like this idea, but I don't want it to detract from her. So when I put it down, I think I am going to use it. I've just got to be a bit more brave about it, about how it goes down. So I do like it. Do I want one going over her as well? What I'm going to do, I'm going to stick her down so I know that she's definitely where I want her to be. So if I just I'm just going to stick it down with Pritt Stick for now, because any wet medium that I use on this, it's going to reactivate it. So that's my only concern when I come to putting down this string that I've got here. So I've completely stuck over the top. Now the only situation I'm going to have is when it comes to the centre fold again. So I'm just going to go into that. Hopefully she should stick. Just going to have to be careful with any wet media that I use. Again, if you have any tips whatsoever in how to get this background so it doesn't react again, please tell me, because my journaling by fives is proving really difficult with this spray, because I can never find a way of keeping it from not reacting. Right then, so I do really like these, but like I just said, I'm really worried about sticking them down and then reactivating my the background, because the last thing you need is it to go onto her and then end up with a green faced mermaid. So I'm thinking, do I just put maybe a few pieces on that I can... Yeah, that's worked. Look, that was a bit cheaty. All I did was stuck a bit of Pritt Stick on it, and then just laid it down. I'm not fussed if it's not all stuck down, you know, really rigidly. It's nice that it's a little bit 3D. So all I've done is just literally put the Pritt Stick over it. It does make it glob all up, but you can spread it out when you put it on the page. And then all I'm going to have to do is make sure it dries thoroughly before I shut it up, which is what I do anyway, to be honest, so it's not a bother. This one's proven a bit more difficult. Right, let's separate. I like the little, sort of like little bits coming off it. I think it looks more like seaweed then. Off a bit. I mean, it's nice to know, isn't it, that these inks, oh, look at my hands now, oh gosh, as well as staining the page, you can stain other things as well, like ribbon and stuff. So, you know, it's always useful to know these things. Again, I'm just going to flick this over because I don't want anything going onto my page that I've completed, which is my moon page at the front. Maybe I shouldn't have done that at the front, so then it's safe, isn't it, going down? Right then, so it's a bit too long at present. Let's cut that down. I'm going to cut it down from the bottom, and then have it going up like that. Glue stick hiding there. Maybe I should have perhaps put the fish down first. I don't know, I'll have a look now because I can always lift it up if I want to. I might not put that many fish on it now. So let's have that going up. Oh, I don't think I've put enough glue. Oh, this is a different glue stick. This one's not very good. It's all gone dry. Right, then I've got a top tip for you out there. If you've got any glue sticks that have dried up, say if you've left them overnight with a cap off, all you need to do to reactivate your glue stick again is to get a little bowl of water or your sink, whatever, little bowl of water or your sink, fill it with a little bit of water, stick the glue stick like down like that into the water with the cap off and everything. But what you do is you just turn your glue stick up like this, then stick it in the water and leave it there for a few hours, and then when you come back to it, it'll be sticky again. It'll reactivate the glue, because I've had no end of times where, you know, we've been playing with the kids or I've done it myself, you know, and I've left the top off the glue, and basically your glue is rubbish then. It doesn't work the next day, and let's face it, glue sticks are not cheap, and it's not like you want them to keep on being useless every time you leave the cap off, because it's easily done. Right then, let's put that one up there. Right then, so I have got some fish that I think I might put on her as well. Let's just make sure that that's in. Yeah. Right then, so printed out yet again from the Graphics Fairy some fish and things. These scissors are better for this job. These are the X-cut scissors, much better for doing detailed fussy cutting. And these also come, I'm sure they come with a warranty. These scissors do, so if you're not happy with the blade after so many years, you can get your money back, I'm sure they do. Right then, I'm not sure I'm going to add these fish in. I've printed it onto super smooth paper, which I buy from Create and Craft, because it's the cheapest place I know to buy super smooth from. And that is, the super smooth is really good with your alcohol pens, because I've got some Spectrum Noir pens which I might be using to colour this in. So here's my teeny tiny fish, which I might put some, I think they might add some interest. I think I want to add a bit of colour to it though. Let's get my Spectrum Noir pens now. What sort of colours do I want in? Maybe yellow. These pens are lovely to work with, by the way. There's so many alcohol pens though out there now on the market. There's so many different ones, and part of me is wishing that I'd waited until they brought out their Spectrum Noir aquas. I wish I'd perhaps waited for those, but you know what, I love my pens and I'm very grateful for what I've got. These were just, as I said, from Graphics Fairy. These, you can use all of these pictures because they are not copyrighted, so you can print them out and use them in your artwork, which is really good. Right then, so that's my little fish. Again, with these Spectrum Noirs, you can do a bit more shading and that, but being as the fish is so small, it's really hard to get any specific detail in it. And I'm just going to work into a bit with some gel pens now, and see if I can make him look a bit nicer. Let's get his eye back in, maybe with a bit of white around the outside, and then put a dot in the centre. I like him now. I'm going to get some more white on him actually, because I like the white. Gonna have to hope I'm not getting my head in the camera. Sorry, I'm having to lean over because it's quite small. I'm happy I've worked into him with a bit of pen now. I was thinking, is it going to be a good idea, but I think he looks a lot nicer now. Mr. Fishy. Whether you can properly see that. Let's just focusing. So there he is. That's going to go on. I'll do a few more like that. I'm quite pleased with how that turned out. Right then guys, I've fussy cut all these out. They didn't take me very long to do. And now I'm just going to work into them with some of my Spectrum Noir pen. Uniball Signa. Okay, that's the white one I've been using. So I'm going to put that on. Quite like doing these little fish. Quite fun. Right then, all that's left now is to think about where to put my fish and think whether I want to put my quote in. So I'm going to overlap some of these fish so that they look like they're actually swimming with her. That way it just makes it look like she's incorporated a bit more into the background. So let's stick those down just with a bit of Pritt Stick again. I'm not using any wet glue, so to speak, because it's just going to reactivate those sprays. Really pleased with how these fish have turned out, because I was a bit worried that they'd look a bit too dark, but now I've put this pen on, it's really made them pop. I'm going to put a bit more gel pen, I think, on a tail, make it look a bit more sparkly. I don't think I want a quote in this one. I've got "let the sea set you free" as a quote, but I don't think I want it in there because I can't think of anywhere that's going to go. That will really make a difference. Let's do some of another tail. I'm considering doing a little bit of an outline on these fish. I could do with like a black watercolour pencil. I'm going to go round the outside of these, and then I am going to put a bit of water on it, which I know is going to make the background reactivate as well, but we shall see how it goes. I'm not going to worry about it too much at this stage. Right then, it has made that react, but I'm not bothered because what I've just thought about is I could use that reaction to my advantage and add a little bit more seaweed-esque kind of highlights. Let's see if it works. Where's my toilet roll? There you go. So I know this is a water brush and I can put some water in the barrel, but you know what? Just being bloody lazy. It means walking out the craft room and going to the bathroom and going to but I've got some here. Right. Let's keep going. Dab that out again. I'm liking the reaction today. It's working for me as opposed to against me. So that's fine by me. You could really use these like watercolours, these sprays. Just spray them onto, you know, a sheet of acetate or something that's not non-porous, and you'll be away. She'll look a bit more like she's in the sea now. A bit more pleased with that now. It's made it have a bit more texture to it, hasn't it? Right then, so I'm not going to put a quote on it because I don't think that I want one. So I've also got two lovely little painty things. I mean, I know they're not painted in the middle, but I'll save them for next time. So that is today's completed mini journal Monday, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. I've had a whale of a time doing this, no pun intended there. It's been great fun. So thanks very much for the prompt. It's NLN for art, but thank you very much for the prompt, and I hope that some of you will put down some prompts for next time so that I can, on the next mini journal Monday, have another challenge, because I mean, I didn't think I'd be able to do this mermaid page, but I've managed it in the end. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you again. Bye.